about 50 trolls are going to come out of the woodwork and friggin' lambaste my ass.
Hey, dude, hate mail's great, man, because you can read it on air and show how ridiculous some of these people are.
Right after this.
Yes, it will.
Check out the new book from Derek Shelmerdine,
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It tells the story of rock and roll from its roots right up until the mid-'70s punk.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Not just the music, but also the events that shaped the music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It includes the backgrounds to recording sessions, singles, album releases, births and deaths, epic concerts, and festivals.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com. Follow them at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look them up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's hydroponic radio for your brain, man.
Feel smarter yet?
Tomorrow morning, if you get a chance, the replay of the Kevin Holly Show. I called in the last segment, and we got into talking about racism, and we talked about really people. The people are afraid to talk to one another now. You know.
For sure. You can't say anything. You can't even flirt with a girl anymore without worrying about being getting into the Me Too thing.
Right. Yeah. And let me the person just guys, just lay down here. The golden rule, straight across the board. Just treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, if everybody treated each other with dignity and respect, and we could joke around with each other. We could be real. We could be, just. Unfortunately, I'm thinking too that technology hasn't really played a very positive role in that. I think.
No, you get the keyboard warriors who wouldn't, for the life of them, in person, face to face, attack you for any reason. But man, those keys, man, blah, 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 blah. We'll get you, and say vicious stuff.
And dude, I was there when in the very, very beginning. Don't get me wrong, I am Mr. Technology. What I'm sitting in front of right now, if you looked at my room, it looks like the friggin' bridge of the Enterprise. I get technology. I've been doing it since I was 13. I've been in the computers, electronics, and everything like that. But now just with social media, it is first of all, if you think about, when was the last time you sat there and just talked to a friend on the phone?
I'm talking to one right now on the phone.
Well, okay, all right. But really, I mean, when you were a kid, God, and remember your parents, get off the goddamn phone, get off the goddamn phone, get off the goddamn. I would be on the phone for hours with my girlfriend or hours with my friends. We talked on our stuff too. We had CB radios.
Oh, that was awesome.
We used to be. I had really just I was very, very electronic oriented, but the whole thing of conversation, the art of conversation, what we're doing right now, the whole dialogue thing, just being able to sit down with your friends, shut your phone off, just grab a couple beers and talk about shit, and hopefully it's not politics because depends on how much beer you have, somebody's going to get chair broken over their head. I'm just saying.
Yeah, people get butthurt way too easily. I think we're hypersensitive is probably a better term. We get upset over everything.
Yes, because my big thing is if you're, I give a lot of leeway. A lot of my show hosts are stand-up comics, so and it's also given me a good sense of insight. Especially with the Wake Up Late with Dougie show. Dougie Almeida, another colleague of the Bubba Army Radio network with you guys. His show's been going on on IRN for the last 4 or 5 years. So I used to listen to it religiously. And getting back to real quick about listening to my radio station, I want to sit back. I know I'm bouncing all over the place. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not like confusing everybody right now.
That's the John Lebang Show, so don't worry about it. I veer off this way, and then somehow I find my way back. So we'll get there.
When I sit back and listen to the radio station, I want to sit back as a listener. I want my radio station to entertain me. Entertain me, because everything else out there sucks. Entertain me, boys. Really, and it's so cool. The talk radio today, AM, it's gone. That just Clear Channel killed talk radio.
Yeah, you get Rush, Hannity, and a couple others, and that's it. There's nobody else.
Bringing to conversations all across the fruited plains. I am the Maha Rushy. Give me some, let's see here popping pills. Dude, just get off my radio. I listened to it originally way back in the day, in the early 90s, but now it's just silly. And so when you get stuff, and the neat thing about it is we don't care about, all the things that those people had to care about, if you think about it. We don't have to worry about FCC stuff. We don't have to, and believe me, I spent many years in regular terrestrial radio. I worked at the same radio station that Bubba the Love Sponge is on now. Of course, man, everything had to be by the book. And when I first made the transition, by the way, what the hell was I talking about earlier?
I don't know, politics and Rush. You brought up you have Star Trek bridge in your basement or your studio, and in other words, you're providing a normal John Lebang show.
Okay, good. I did warn you this was going to look like a Dali painting by the time we were finished with it. So. Minus the melting clocks, and the melting clocks can kind of symbolize the melting brains of the people who are listening to it, man. Yeah.
No, the ones that are melting their brains are the ones listening to terrestrial radio. We actually, I think, in this alternative media, I like calling it that versus strictly internet radio, because I think, at least for myself, I use all kinds of mediums. I use the internet radio. I use the YouTube. I'm now on Steemit, which is a cryptocurrency type social media site. So,
really,
yeah, and it's like Facebook and YouTube wrapped together. They've got DTube, which is their YouTube version of theirs, and you don't make much money, but if you get enough cryptocurrency, you can turn it over and make it into real money. So it's still better than YouTube. That unless you're one of the big stations that talks about Marvel or makeup or some dumb thing like that all the time, and I like talking Marvel myself, but it's popular stuff. You just don't get the subscribers, and they won't monetize you, and you just can't make any money there. So right. This is a way to generate a small amount of income, because as well as I do, these shows take forever to put together. They're not just done on the fly. I mean, we're having conversation, but when I'm doing a show and I'm focusing on a specific subject, or I'm trying to do the news one night, I'm putting together hours and hours of material. If I'm doing comedy or one of my specials, you're talking weeks sometimes, or months before the thing is done when it comes out.
Exactly. I mean, when I listened to it, that was one of, I remember way back, man. The first time I really started listening to the shows that you're producing like that, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, how long has it taken to do all that? My God, that is a huge production undertaking. So when I shot you over to him, it's like, man, dude, you get radio. You get it. You really, really do.
Yeah, you've been one of my bigger supporters, and you've brought up Bubba the Love Sponge a few times. I have to give you credit, because without you, I would have never had the opportunity to get that shot on being on such a big station like Bubba's. And, you that's what I was saying earlier. You just support the people that are working with you, and you're trying to, lift us up, which is a rare thing today. Most people are trying to knock you down. I don't know how many shows have either taken little things from me or literally tried to undercut me somehow because I'm just happen to do better than them, and I don't even think I'm doing that well. I don't like cutting people down, but when you see 50% of the shows out there are just mainstream music, just cluttering the internet airways,
right?
And then there's another section of them that are wannabes that, I don't want. I try to stay humble, bro. I try to stay humble because I'm not big at all.
But John, you have to understand. I have a totally different perspective, outlook on internet radio, because if you think, what do I do? I'm a program director. I go out and find talent. I go out and I have to. Because otherwise, you know what? IRN would be filled with 40 shows that sucked.
Yeah.
If you think about that, if you really, really do, but you know what? I know, I can tell when I listen to a show, I can tell that if this person has talent and this person will expand into, yes, okay, welcome aboard. I have to see some kind of talent that is going to grow.
And that talent, this is just my, I'm trying to get in your head a little bit here, but that talent also, you have to see some kind of longevity out of them, right? You can't be a one or two show wonder. You have to be able to be in this for the long haul.
Oh, you want to hear some experiences? I've on IRN at the history of IRN, I've had over 500 talk shows come and go. And I've seen it all, dude. I've seen it all. Because you always have the people, hey, man, we do talk show and everything. Oh, you start to get everything done. You do all. I work my ass off. When it comes to a new show, there is a lot of prep time that I have to do.
Right. No, I'm sure.
So, they go. Hey, it's so cool and everything like that. Then all of a sudden, we can't do a show this week. Okay, well, it's cool. I can do best of. We got a couple in there. And next week after, oh, man, it's this. And all of a sudden, it just starts snowballing.
And that's why I do the specials, Mike, when I first started it was to back me up. If I was sick one week, I had something that was really good that I could put out, and it didn't have to be a best of. Because the specials, you can play them twice a year, and they're still fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, they never go away because they're. How many times have we seen fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? If you think about it, really, you can keep.
I prefer Charlie Brown, but that's okay.
It's the first thing that came to my head. I'm sorry. Now the new one is actually the Christmas carols from the cast of South Park. I was introduced by my dad, George Carlin.
Oh, right.
That's, I can tell you, the first time I ever heard Cheech and Chong, it was first grade, and it was from my music teacher. Mama,
I used to steal at night my stepfather's records of Cheech and Chong, and I would go listen to them with my headphones in the little. It was a little. Remember the little dinky record players you could buy, the little box ones. And that you would plug in with the top would lift off of it like it was on a. Yeah. So I would go do that. But listen, my biggest Richard Pryor, dude. He's the one who got my comedy going.
Now sit your butt down.
The John Lebang Show will be right back.
And I promise you'll love it. Yes. I'd like to take a quick second here to tell you about our new sponsor, Quality One Painting. For interior and exterior painting needs, call Tom at Quality One, 313-982-2986. Tom will give you free estimates, senior discounts, and I can tell you from meeting the gentleman, he's one of the nicest guys on the face of the planet. So for a quality paint job with a professional attitude, call Tom at Quality One Painting. That's 313-982-2986. 313-982-2986.
Quality One Painting.